How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to have a positive life. If you are someone that feels lost or you don't feel fulfilled in your current path, this is going to be the episode for you, because we're going to talk about how to live a life that leaves you satisfied and filled with positive energy. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you're going to pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Well, we're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear today to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So before we dive into this message, if this one resonates, if it helps you in a positive way and you want to support the podcast, one of the best things you can do is share this episode. If you have somebody that you feel would benefit it from it too, I would appreciate it so much for that share, because it helps spread this message so that we can be that rising tide that lifts all ships. So this message, this one is absolutely for me. Sometimes I read a comment and I create an episode for somebody. Sometimes I see things in the world and I create an episode for that. And then other times I'm doing my meditation, I'm doing my reflection, I'm really studying my thoughts, and I have to create an episode for myself. And that's what this is. And the thought is what to do with my life. This might be a question that you have. Maybe you have a successful career, you have a lot of good things going on, and you have this question. Or maybe you're just floating through time. You don't really have anything that fulfills you. You don't feel like you're on a path. You're just existing. Either way, the question is the same. And I was thinking about this because I have this podcast, I have this career, it's like I have these things that are starting to grow, and I'm at this time where I have to start making decisions on where to move forward, where to put more energy, where do I expand to. And when I start doing that, I start getting confused. I start feeling the weight of each one and seeing the cons of each decision. I see the pros too, but when I start going down one step, it's like, is this the right way to go? And so what I did, and I think this is the ultimate perspective, is I tried to stop thinking about the thing and start thinking about the energy that I'm trying to create. That has what successfully led me so far in this life. So why would we not continue this? It's not about creating the biggest podcast in the world. It's not about building the biggest business in the world. It's not about finding the best relationship in the world. Those are amazing things that you can absolutely do, but that's not truly why I'm here. And when I start attaching myself solely to those things, that's when I start feeling the anxiety of the world. That's when I start feeling the anxiousness, the weight, the heartache, the pain, the hurt, all of those things with that. It's because those are not my true mission. And I don't believe anything material is your true mission as well. It's about raising ourselves, putting our highest vibration selves out to the world. When you start focusing on you in a sense of building you up so that you can give yourself away, the path will present itself. Why wouldn't you attract more things the higher your energy starts resonating? That's the way things work. The law of attraction is always in action. I have to focus on creating the version of me and then allowing that law to do the work. When I start trying to be the best that I can be with what's presented in front of me, it takes the stress off of trying to achieve certain things, trying to become certain things, and I just have to focus on what's exactly in front of me. This body I have is a gift. The body that you have is a gift, even with the limitations of it, the things that you don't like about it. It's all a gift because we are energetic beings having this experience. This body that we're given, this mind that we're given to resonate in, to flow in, to inhabit just for a few years is a gift. And one of our priorities should be servicing it to the best of our ability. Doing our best to make it better, making it the best that it can be. The same goes with our mind. If you want to make your mind powerful, what are you putting in there? What are you allowing to circulate within your mind? And I'm talking about the thoughts. What thoughts, what things are you hearing, and how often are you letting them resonate? Are they positive thoughts? Are they negative thoughts? We may not always have control of the initial thought that comes into our mind, but we definitely have control of the thoughts that stick around. You can have a negative thought come into your mind, you can recognize it, then you can let it go and forcefully focus on the opposite of that. Maybe somebody said something to you at work and you're just thinking the worst about it. You're thinking they had this intention, they don't like you, you did something wrong, you're going to be in trouble, and you just let that resonate over and over and over in your mind. That's a choice. Once that thought comes into your mind, acknowledge it, and then decide to force another thought into your mind. And it's going to take work, but this mind of yours is a gift. Then you can start looking at other things. When you put yourself in place in this world, are you giving the world the best version of you? This includes your finances. I'm not saying that achieving a certain level of financial success is better depending on the amount you have, but are you truly doing the best at what you're capable of? The job you're at now, even if you hate it, are you giving it the best? Because it's not about giving the job the best. It's about that's where you are in this experience. You are physically and energetically at that place. And when you start limiting the version of you that's there, you're lowering the frequency of you. So it's not about doing the greatest for the job. The job may not even deserve the greatest form of you, but the world does. So when you start thinking about life like this, it simplifies what we should be focusing on. We should be striving to be the best at what we're doing, not to be better than everyone else, but to maximize this gift of an experience that we have. And when I say best, I mean the most loving, the most forgiving, the most healing, the most accepting versions of ourselves that we can be. When you start living your life like that, you're not going to be happy all the time, but you're certainly going to be proud of who you are. You're certainly going to be fulfilled, because what you do when you start doing that is you start putting yourself in certain frequencies. You start residing in the powerful love frequency. You start residing in the powerful forgiveness frequency. Could you imagine if you had to love for everything that you did? If you just had unrelenting love. And imagine if you also had unrelenting forgiveness for everything that you did, for everything that happened to you, if they didn't have to stick to you anymore. That is a powerful place to be. And then our job is to become that person, or our mission is to become that person and then expand. Think about the way the world would be if you became the most successful version of you, but that's loving and forgiving and caring. That would change the world. We are meant to be great. What that greatness is dependent on you. Not everybody's meant to be an Olympian. Not everybody's meant to be a CEO. You'll know the path as you keep pursuing it. Maybe it's to be an artist. Maybe it's to be a gardener. Maybe it's to be a homemaker. Maybe it's to be a librarian. Whatever it is, we're meant to be the best that we can be at it. Because when the experience is over, we're not going to take the career with us. We're not going to take those achievements with us, but we will take the energy that we're in with us. And that's the message to me. And I hope that message resonates with you. If you're sitting with a tough decision, think about, are you those things? And if the answer is no, that's okay. Just start trying to become them now. That's going to be my number one focus, is trying to become that. When I'm the best version of me, I certainly will be a part of the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope you found this episode impactful and hopefully gave you some motivation and focus on what you can do with your life. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. There's also the Positive Mindset Facebook community. If you want to join that, there's a lot of growth happening, a lot of honesty, a lot of people just sharing where they're at and hopefully working together to be the highest versions of themselves. So if you're thinking about it, go ahead and join. We have some events coming up. It's really fun and exciting what's to come there. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.